Hello, this is Black Country Blokes chewing the fat.
Listen.
I've been hearing a lot lately about men don't talk, but in my experience, men do talk, just people aren't listening. So it's going to be me and a group of blokes discussing our struggles and victories through life. Warning, there may be some bad language, so apologies to all the moms, especially my own. Let's get going.
Listen.
This is Black Country Blokes chewing the fat. With me, Kev Dillon, Aaron Dew, Craig Pinches and Lee Cadman. Today we're going to be talking about movies. To someone like myself who doesn't read, a movie can be like a novel, it can be like a book. And I've learnt more from life and different stories and different things that have happened through movies. Well, movies and music, but today we're doing movies. Maybe I'll do another one on music. And some of my favourite movies of all time vary from like The Godfathers on family, Forrest Gump through being a lovely person and going through some of the hardships of life and just not letting anything get you down. So, lads, some movies that have really struck home to you, or some heroes that you've had from movies?
Where do we start?
I mean, one of my all-time heroes is Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman. Scent of a Woman is about a colonel, a blind colonel, and he has his helper that helps him get through. And that's a hoo-ah! That's where Al Pacino's famous from doing that. But it was remarkable how he convinces his aide to help him drive a Ferrari, or how he does the tango. And it's such a sad but poignant movie to someone like myself.
I think has anyone seen Bleed for this?
No,
it's a boxing movie, funny enough, as a boxing fan.
Was that about Vinny Paz?
Yeah, that's about Vinny Paz.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard
You
it's
need
brilliant.
to watch that film, Kev, you'll love it. So that's about going through adversity and coming out the other side and never giving up. To me, that's quite a recent movie, but that's a very, very good movie and very inspiring to watch.
And I love movies. I mean, I've just watched, what's it called? A Star is Born. And my mum always used to love the one with Barbra Streisand. Is it Barbra Streisand? But I watched it, and it's about a singer and his girlfriend, Lady Gaga. But the main guy in it, I forget his name, is hearing impaired, and he hides behind the booze and drugs. And it's such a sad movie, sad movie. And he says something to her when she's becoming this international pop star. He says, "You only have a short amount of time for the world to listen, so don't waste it on saying things that you think other people want you to say."
I think it depends what your mood you're in with movies though. I like things that make me laugh. You know, to me, it's hard for them to make me laugh because there's always a sense of predictability. You know, with a lot of comedies and that, you sort of know what's coming. I suppose I'm a bugger to myself because I look for the punchline, you know what I mean, instead of just watching and enjoying it.
Well, off the top of your head, top 3 comedies.
That'll do it to us, Kev.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
That's gotta be up there, hasn't it?
Something About Mary.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That's one of the movies I can put
One where
on.
Matt Damon plays the twins.
Oh, it's Stuck on Me.
Stuck on Me, I think
I've
that's
seen that.
hilarious.
Stuck
Do you remember the old one? See No Evil, Hear No
Yeah,
Evil.
Richard
Richard
Pryor.
Pryor and
Top
Gene
3, we've got no chance.
Mate, I love that, like when he's on the bus, and I turn around, like his sister turns around and says to, "But you are black, I'm black." Dad, no. Like, you know that, like it creases me every time. Richard Pryor though,
He's
talking
brilliant.
about comedians. I watched his, what was his stand up now? Somewhere in LA, I think. And mate, some of the things he was coming out with,
He's brilliant.
unmatched for comedy. So Richard Pryor, if you're talking comedians.
What
We've
about,
had 4 there then. Top 4 that was.
I'm only just getting started.
have you ever seen Sex Lives of the Potato Men? Oh man,
I've never seen that one. Nah.
Johnny Vegas, download it. It's so funny, very unrecognised. Bloody, I wonder, because us Brits, we do such brilliant, relatable comedies. We're not trying to knock people for doing well. We just laugh at our own people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the working class, and how funny we are, like The Only Fools and Horses and Faulty Towers. We're not taking the mickey out of anyone apart from ourselves. And that's what makes comedy so relatable.
Only for, if you're talking sitcoms, Only Fools and Horses to me is the paramount one. Like
Yeah.
there's Well, we grew up on them, as we all probably did. But my mum's into, like, in fact, Keeping Up Appearances,
Yeah.
and Dad's Army and that. Now,
Bottom.
they bore the shit out of me.
Bottom,
And
that's a classic.
Bottom, I used to like Bottom as well.
Rick Mayall, R.I.P. What a legend he
The
was.
one where he pushes, I remember one all the time when he pushes an old guy in the lift. He's in the wheelchair and says, "After you, old timer," and pushes him in the lift out there, like, and he goes down the Mate, these Red Dwarf.
Red
Anyone remember
Dwarf.
Red
I
Dwarf?
love Red Dwarf.
It's Craig
Charles.
Yeah.
Before he was a raging, yeah, the young ones.
But comedy wise, like, you can go on forever and a day. Call you Blue Streak, Hawaii, what National Treasure is it with Martin Lawrence?
Yeah.
They've done a second Hawaii now, haven't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gone under the radar.
You've seen the first one, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, even the ones that are designed to be funny and such, like your Bad Boys. You know what I mean? Like, it depends what you want from them, but you know, comedies you go on forever and a day. The Fridays.
There's nothing like comedy to lighten your mood as well, is there?
Well,
You know?
I met someone once. He's one of Kate's boyfriends, that went, "Oh, he doesn't like comedies." I went, "Who doesn't like to laugh?" You know, I can understand someone doesn't like horror because it gives you nightmares and da-da-da. I don't like gangsters because I don't like glorifying the mob, but I personally just don't like laughing. What a wanker.
I'm sorry if you're listening.
Yeah, that's why I haven't mentioned names.
I don't like, say, horrors. You mentioned horrors. Just I can't stand horrors.
Okay.
I'm too active. Something has to be going on, and I can't spend 15 minutes watching a fucking corridor and a bit of daunting music, and then a door.
Aaron disagrees. Do you like
Mate,
them?
I'm a massive horror fan.
Yeah.
I'm a
Holy
massive
shit,
fan
that's
when they're
good,
on, but then, like, as soon as they're off, I'm shitting myself. That's the complete truth of it.
So I tell you what, I shit myself once though. You're gonna laugh because I was about 19,
Yeah.
and I was with the missus, and we was watching someone's house while they was on holiday, and we put the Bride of Chucky on.
Oh yeah.
And he watched the beginning, and we turned it off. I thought, fuck that.
There's a new one of that. I just seen it actually the other day.
Chucky 2000 or something
I
like
can't remember
that.
what it's called. Something like that. It was actually alright. It's quite good. Yeah, it's quite clever.
That's it. It's out for me. Comedies, dramas, gangster film. I
I
like.
think a psychological thriller to me is so much more scary than a clown or a monster going to come and get me.
Yeah,
Even-
Gone Girl, that kind of.
Gone Girl or Misery,
Yes.
or even like Seven, you know, because that kind of killer could exist.
Gets you thinking at the same
Yeah.
time,
Miss
doesn't
Call
it?
is the one called Miss Call.
No, I've never seen those.
This call rings a bell.
Them kidnapped them in the attic or something, and someone misses a call, I think. You know, but like, I don't mind them like the drama, like the dramatic type, where there's a lot of thinking. Like Psychopaths, I like the ones on them. You know what I mean? Because they get you thinking. Butterfly Effect.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Brilliant.
But there's,
Ashton Kutcher?
yeah, but there's,
Ashton Kutcher,
there's
brilliant.
different endings to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
What kind of
different.
endings?
And the one, spoiler alert. Is that what we call it nowadays? Back in my day, it was just called being a twat. But there's different endings, and there's the one where he goes in and it's where his mom's giving birth, and he kills himself. He kills himself to stop him from being born, so his love doesn't have to meet him. But the other ending, where he just goes back and tells her to piss off and they'd never go out with each other, that's a rubbish ending. And how many movies have you known or seen that the ending can make a movie? Leon is an alright movie. The ending made the movie.
Classic.
And how many brilliant movies have you watched? And you've got, like, Peaky Blinders has just been on. Brilliant series, terrible ending.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I've just watched this for 6 hours. You can't give me 10 minutes worth of watching. And the end.
Some films, how the ending does make the movie.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah,
best
but-
part of the movie. I mean, have you ever watched something and you've been so into it and you think, fucking hell, this is shit. And you've still carried on watching it.
Yeah.
Just because you think, I'm into the story
gotta
now.
get better, it's
Yeah,
gotta get
it's gotta get better. And it never does.
And then the credits come up and you go, you bastard. I'll never get back that 2 hours.
You know, or they leave you on a cliffhanger and you think, well,
Oh, they're the worst, mate. You're like, is that it?
you know there's not going to be a sequel to it, so what the...
Well, that's how
I don't
movies are
find
designed
that-
now, aren't
that
they?
is- That is bad though now, because when you used to get movies from Blockbuster, you'd sit and watch the end no matter what's going
Exactly.
on. Now you got Netflix. If it's crap after the first 2 minutes,
Yeah, just turn it off.
it's off. Let's see what else is there.
I mean, I love The Godfathers, and Godfather 2's renowned has been one of the all-time greatest movies. But when I watched it originally, I was so disappointed with the ending, how it just stopped. Like they said, there should never been a Godfather 3, but I personally love Godfather 3 because you saw Al Pacino and Michael Corleone as an old man, and he'd got to these high ranks and everything, but he was so lonely. And it was originally going to be called The Death of Michael Corleone, but then they called it Godfather 3. But I found it brilliant to see this horrible person who was left in turmoil. His family didn't want to know him, he'd killed his brother, and it's such a sad ending, which I found the franchise needed. It wasn't glorifying it. He didn't go gently in his, with his family. He was left there dying on a bench on his own as a sad old man.
I think, like you say, knowing when to stop. You all want more of something that you love, the movies. But I mean, Fast and Furious franchise is like key part of this little topic that I'm on about now, where they should have known when to stop. Because it went from street racing and cars and all about the cars to fucking jumping bridges and beating tanks. You know what I mean? Like
the Rocky franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not into Star Wars, but I can only imagine that same thing,
Never watched it.
No, no, mate.
Never interested me. Rocky, that they should have stopped that at 4.
Yeah, after 4.
But
I still enjoyed 5.
I
Funnily
enjoyed
enough, there's something
Tommy
I'm glad
Gunn.
they did Creed as
I
well.
love that last fight. What was that?
Creed, I think they've done well with Creed.
Yeah. I like the first Creed better than the second.
Second Creed, I'm with you on that, yeah.
Do you know what the trouble is though? Like, it's the acting, because it's all idea from whatever else. I mean, the acting though,
It
it's
was
more
better
magnified.
the old, it was better the old, that he can't box basically. It's magnified
Yeah.
that he can't actually box
You
well.
know what I mean? And that, like, they magnify it now with the quality of it, and it's too much effects and too much.
Yeah.
I think the 90s is the best era for movies. I mean, it's debatable, but or early thousands.
Well, back in the day, to have a good movie, you had to have a good idea. Now it can't just be flash, bang, wallop, and I'll pay everyone to be in it. Back in the day, I mean, my favourite all-time actor is Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. But Al Pacino, so auditory, how he raises and lowers his voice. Robert De Niro, he can just pull faces. It says 1,000 words, like in the movie The Mission. Did you watch that?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
But how he looks, and you can see the pain in his face, was phenomenal.
Sorry, do you think there'll be classic? Because I think the last maybe 10 years, I can't think of a film that I would consider a classic in the next 10 years.
Not
Every film I think of now, they're
It's always a
old
nostalgia
films.
thing though, isn't it? We always
Yeah.
assume the stuff back in the day was the best.
best.
And I
Like
think if
our
you watch
granddads,
some-
man,
I think
But
if
there's
you watch it now,
there's
we'll be
nothing
like,
I've watched really, probably within the last maybe 5 years,
Yeah.
that has really gone wow. Like I remember watching American History X for
Oh,
the first
yeah.
time, and it
mate,
just blew me
Edward
away.
Norton.
Absolutely blew
I was
me
thinking about
away.
that the other day because I was watching a random crap film on Netflix and they did they put their head on the curb.
Yeah,
Stands on
yeah.
it, and that scene, it come in my head.
That makes you
Ed
cringe.
Norton.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But
Still
that
now.
was one of them movies. We went to Woolworths, didn't we, Lee?
Yeah, Woolworths.
It wasn't promoted.
Woolworths was a shop.
We could buy everything. Yeah. It was Merry Hill under one roof.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it was brilliant, and that's what I used to love. And they've still got to be out there. But it's like Chopper. Anyone watch Chopper? My Chopper Read. But it was one of them movies that wasn't promoted, and it was brilliant.
Do you know what's Romper Stomper?
Romper Stomper,
Yeah,
yeah.
As well.
Russell Crowe.
It might have been.
Yeah,
Russell
That's
Crowe.
one I watched. I watched Scum. You've seen Scum?
Oh, scum,
Yes.
bloody hell.
Hey, you seen
Yeah,
Oh,
that?
it's
I've
all
seen
about the ball stuff. What's his name? Who's in it?
Ray Winston.
Ray Winston's one of his first roles. Oh,
Mate,
God.
it's
Haunting.
like the way they go down into that basement, and he says to him, "Where's your tool?" What fucking tool?
What tool? This fucking tool.
And he hits him. I'm a
Again,
fucking
on
daddy
the-
now, mate.
Along the same line, Sleepers.
Sleepers.
Yeah, it's just absolute classic
I
movie.
think, like you say before, you used to have a good idea. I mean, going back to like the Rockies. I mean, you know the story of
Yeah, yeah.
Sylvester Stallone, where Hollywood wanted to buy that script off him, and Sylvester Stallone kept saying no, and he was pissed poor broke. And no, I've got to be the main actor, and they offered him everything. They had to sell his dog.
Yeah.
You have to
He brought
say-
it back apparently, and apparently that's his actual dog, isn't it?
One of the
Buckets.
first things he did wore it or something.
Yeah. It's
You know what I
inspiring.
mean?
Inspiring.
He believed in that script so much, and I suppose he knew that was his way through, because the script, well, them good films, are they? Them classic films.
You were saying about that, they're not being classic movies. I mean, have you ever seen The Life of Pi?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I've not yet, bro. It's meant to be good.
So different.
Yeah, it was, but it still didn't. It still didn't give me the same effect as watching American History X for the first time. It didn't blow me away
Yeah.
like that.
Like Karen said, though, it's that nostalgia.
What about Dark Knights? I thought they were classics.
The Batman one.
Oh, the Batman, no,
Yeah, I
they were
thought they were
good.
good.
Yeah, they
I've
were
never
very
been a
good.
superhero before.
No, I'm not.
But that's where that film changes, because it's not, although it's a superhero film, it's different from every other. So, you know,
Like
there's a very
even-
dark side to it.
Knowing people are into Marvel, I'm into DC, and I'm into this, that, and the other, I've never really been into it. I don't know. I've never been into like the classics that people consider classics. You know, like the fucking Goonies.
Yeah, I like
Was
the
it shit out
Goonies.
of me, man? I don't know why. Everyone seems
As
to
a kid, I
like it.
liked it.
Everyone, it's because of the sloth, eh? That's all. Yeah, you guys, you know. But, like,
I'm trying to think of.
they bore me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've never been into all the old ones.
But the thing is, with movies and music, you're not wrong if you like it.
Subjective.
And that's it. Like sometimes you can just be in that place where something will relate to you, and you go, "Bloody hell, I love him from that because he reminds me of either what I'm going through, or he was my dad or my uncle, or he's like someone I would love to be." And I think that's why a lot of people watch the superhero movies, because they go, "I wish I could have that kind of robustness or that razzmatazz." Whereas I like the some of my heroes in movies. Has anyone ever seen Tombstone?
Yeah.
Tombstone with Val Kilmer, and it's a cowboy movie about Wyatt Earp, and I love Doc Holliday in there. He's an odd bastard who's very, very loyal, and even though he's dying of tuberculosis, he's very loyal to his one friend who's Wyatt Earp. Brilliant movie. So sometimes I think that's what we do.
It's where we are in our life. At that point.
That's true.
And sometimes you'll watch something and you'll love it because you're there, then you come back in 10, 20 years time and go,
Yeah.
or you'll watch something the first time, if it gives naff, different frame of mind, and you will love it because you're seeing it through different eyes.
Well, so like going on to actors, me and my mate always used to have the. I'm a Denzel Washington fan, like Denzel. He likes Tom Hanks. He said Tom Hanks is the more versatile actor. The, you know what I mean? And I used to no Denzel. We're stuck on Denzel. And we found a film. I watched a film where they was both in it. Believe it or not, Philadelphia.
He's got AIDS.
Yeah, is it AIDS?
Yeah, it's got Tom Hanks has got AIDS in
That's
it.
it. And I thought bloody hell. And I looked at it. And I thought Tom Hanks. He's quite a versatile actor.
Yeah, very.
But I love Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you say, it's subjective. It depends.
But just because you like Tupac doesn't mean you don't like Biggie.
Yeah, you can like both.
You know, you can like both.
It's for
Sometimes
different
it's the
reasons.
film as well. So I used to love Van Damme, but the man can't act.
Yeah.
But I loved him growing up because I just thought he was like the strongest guy in the world.
Kickboxer,
Yeah.
yeah.
I loved it, like AWOL, Bloodsport, all them films.
He done some good movies though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they started doing shit. I mean, like when they
Low
come
budget,
in-
weren't it?
What's that?
He lost his budget basically.
Oh,
he's,
did he really?
he was doing like really low budget films after. Just
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, because I know, because he goes through a lot of problems though. He suffers
does, yeah.
bipolar disorder and whatever else. And because I watched a bit of a documentary on him where his partner's in front of him and he starts crying and getting angry, and I'm thinking because of what she has to live through. I don't know he lost his budget though, and that's. See, I knew they was getting shit.
But it kind of died out, didn't it? You know that like action hero phase.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
Arnold, Sylvester,
Yeah.
Van Damme, Jackie Chan, all them kind
Yeah.
of people.
Bruce
And
Willis.
Just kind of disappeared a little bit.
It's coming back though now
little
with the Jason Statham.
Jason
I think that's what the Expendables was about. It was sort of not to mock an era, but it was sort of bring light to an era that they understood was burnt out.
Because as a kid, I'm not just saying it, that was actually one of my dreams. I was like, man, if these guys just had a film together, because they were like the
Yeah,
Avengers
yeah, yeah.
to me growing up.
Yeah.
And because they were real people as well, supposedly. So yeah.
And they had like Chuck Liddell in it, Bruce Willis,
everyone, yeah.
everyone you could
Norris.
name in it. Yeah, the lone one.
Yeah.
Anyone you could.
But that's what me and Lee have been saying for ages, and I think they're doing it now as the Irishman. Like all your heroes, I wanted Pacino, De Niro and Pesci to do one last gangster movie before they all, I mean, Tony Soprano, what's his name, he's dead now. But I always wanted this last hurrah of the old gangsters getting back together.
Well, is that coming back to what you said before as well, that they've run out of ideas and it's rehashed? I think that some of the problem is as well, we've seen, because I remember watching Jurassic Park for the first time in the cinema, and it just blew your mind.
Yeah.
And now we'll watch the new ones, and don't get me wrong, it's the fantastic looking films,
You used to it now, don't you?
but you've seen it.
You've seen
Whereas
it
my
on,
son
so-
watches Jurassic Park, and it just blew his mind.
I think we like the mafia movies and stuff like that. Well, we got to think. I mean, we're British, so we won't know too much about it, but it's not as prominent as it was back then. That life was evident and it was apparent, and it sort of phased out a little bit now, isn't it?
But even like
You
with
know,
the Craze, their movie, the first Craze with Spandau the Kemps.
Oh, the Kemp
Yeah,
brothers.
Brilliant. The new one with Tom Hardy, he played it brilliant, but I thought the movie was shit.
He played them both though, didn't he?
Okay, both.
But that's what I mean. He played the Craze, the
Yeah.
pair of them. Acting wise,
The
phenomenal.
story wasn't right, was it?
The story wasn't right.
Nah.
And I found out like with when Will Smith played Ali, he played Ali perfectly.
Yeah.
He looked and sounded like him, but the movie was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie was pretty shit.
He did do well though, like
He played him great, but the movie he was put in wasn't very good.
The problem is with Ali, there's so much to tell, isn't there?
Yeah.
And really, to fit that down into any kind of
It's
movie
all the
is a bit
energy-
impossible
tough.
task, really.
Yeah.
When you think you're taking on someone of Ali's stature.
Unless
all
they
the
had
energy
one-
went into emulating Ali's character. They had no time to think of the storyline.
Unless you had Cassius Clay, then Muhammad Ali, and then the great Ali. Because I'd love it if they did make a sequel
Stage.
when he was poorly, once he got diagnosed, and the amount of good he did for the world, even though he was a very poorly man.
I think they may be doing that. If you watch The Fighter,
Yeah.
because obviously that didn't even go up to Mickey Ward's best fight, with Gatti and that relationship.
That was the
That's
first
really
one,
neat.
wasn't it? He fought Gatti the first time. That's where the movie ended.
No, it ends before that point.
Does it?
It ends after he beats Shane Neary for the title.
Oh, I thought he fought Gatti in the first one.
No, he doesn't. So I'm hoping they broke that movie up to make more. Because again, how do you tell that kind of story within one movie and do it justice? No, I think The Fighter's a great movie, but there is definitely scope there to do another. And I think Ali could have been the same. They could have told that within sections.
But if you look at like one of our favourite movies, Lee, The Raging Bull.
Yeah.
Now, Jake LaMotta wasn't even that good of a boxer. He beat Sugar Ray Robinson, which was amazing. But what a brilliant movie on, no disrespect to anyone who might be related to this, but he won the greatest of fights and he wasn't nice to men. When there's been like the Sugar Rays or Sugar Ray Robinson, all these different things. But maybe that's why it was such a good movie, because they could really focus on the details. Whereas with an Ali, a Mike Tyson, a Lennox, it's a more complex story.
You're more up
Yeah.
against it anyway.
That's more of a
You're going to miss something out.
That's
A
more of a
die-hard fan's going to be like, why haven't you talked about this?
Instead of having a Netflix 10, 12, 20-parter.
I'll never. I mean, I've been a Muhammad Ali fan since a young boy, and like I say, not just because of in the ring. When I say he's the greatest fighter ever lived, I'm not talking his statistics. You know what I mean? There was at one point I'd be able to tell you his fights in chronological order. You know what I mean? I read all the books and whatever. God, now my memory's getting a little bit tilt, but you never. Someone like me, who, like you say, is a die-hard fan. I'd much prefer to watch half an hour of raw footage, shoddy camera work of Muhammad Ali himself. You know what I mean? Just living his life, than a biopic, or you know what I mean. But that's you're never going to get that. So I'm up against it anyway by trying to please somebody. You know, like you say, Muhammad Ali is bigger than boxing. But here's one for that. If you could choose a movie to be made, what would it be? I know you sort of mentioned your gangster one, but if you could choose one, that's an hard one, eh?
Well, something as daft as, and it's what's ever happened like about Mother Teresa? Mother Teresa died on the wrong day. She died on the same day as Princess Diana. You know what I mean? So she, a selfless person, died on the wrong day. You know what I mean? It's if she'd have been died on any other day, she would. You know what I mean? Look at all the goodness. But I think with someone as lovely as Mother Teresa, she didn't care that she died on the wrong day because she didn't do it for the gratification. She just did it to be a lovely person. But because she was a strong woman, why haven't Hollywood snapped that one up? All the sacrifice that this lovely nun did. Did she invent the Red Cross? And all these wonderful things that she did. That might be wrong, but she did such wonderful things. But that's never been snapped up. You never even see documentaries on her.
No, you're right. You don't, do you? You don't
So a
see-
movie on Mother Teresa, possibly. Let's get right in.
I don't know, with Kev's vaccinated, she may have invented something.
She might not have even existed.
That's potentially. Yeah, that's potentially a spoiler alert. Potentially.
Absolutely.
And if it's wrong,
So as soon as you ask the question, you got one in mind because I'm
I
struggling.
was going to say, you need to ask this before we start the episode.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I ain't got one. Don't put
No.
me on. Don't put me on the spot like
We'll
that.
stick with Mother Teresa and Kev then. I want that movie as well.
Me and Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa and Brother
That's the film I
Teresa.
want to see.
That could make some good viewing.
Kev Dillon, Brother Teresa.
But nah, like, I don't know. That was just a random question that come to my mind. I don't know. I really don't.
But I find a lot of the comedies now is it's probably a sign of age, but I just don't get the comedy. It's either very, I don't know, it's just very silly. Like I like Will Ferrell, but I couldn't stand Anchorman. He was too considering.
I like the first one I just about got away
Yeah,
with.
see, I don't mind the first.
First one, I didn't mind
I
it.
haven't watched the second one. I couldn't.
Sequels are rarely better than the first one.
See,
find.
I'm one when it comes to stand up, it's American over British.
Oh no way!
I think so.
Yeah, I'm with you on
I
that. Bill
fucking-
Hicks,
I don't like
Eddie Murphy.
Even like the acting.
The only one that
comedians.
sticks out for me is Lee Evans. I think
Billy
everything else-
Connolly, Lee Evans, Peter Kay.
Yeah, so I don't get that.
So like people like the actor like Simon Pegg and that, and you mentioned Johnny Vegas and that. I don't,
No, I'm with you there.
you know what I mean? But when it comes to sitcoms, UK over the US, like
Oh, without
Shameless. When Shameless come on,
Oh, it's brilliant.
That's because we could relate. We could relate to Frank asking for a fucking quid. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
opposed to, can I borrow $1? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we call it like, but like comedians. I mean, you're obviously in disagreement.
Oh yeah, because I think there's nothing better than the British wit, and I think, but that's once again we can all be
It's subject. Yeah,
subject. You know what I mean? What you find funny, someone else doesn't.
Like Shaun of the Dead and.
So I love that. You didn't, did you?
Paul.
No, I didn't like Paul. I didn't
that
like
the
Hot
Aliens?
Fuzz.
As in,
Yeah.
I couldn't get into that.
Nah, that's what I mean. Like I call, yeah, people like them, and you think, like you say, it is subjective, but I don't know.
What's wrong with them people?
Yeah, it's subjective. There's no right or wrong answer, but that's just a wrong choice.
But it's like some people love like what's it called? You've Been Framed. Some people love seeing someone fall off a ladder.
Yeah.
Whereas I think, oh, it was all right.
I think it ruined as a
Mother
kid.
Teresa.
I think as a kid you used to like watching them, but that was when who did the voiceover?
Jeremy Beadle,
When that flipping idiot took over. Is it Arian?
Harry Enfield.
Harry Hill.
When we were kids, yeah, it is Harry Hill. But when we were kids, £250 was all right to send a video of your nan falling down the stairs.
I'd do that now.
The money hasn't gone up.
It's how resume with
What's happened to
inflation.
inflation? Yeah.
So it takes the incentive away for nudging it, don't we?
Yeah.
Not that I would, because I'm amongst Brother Teresa. But you don't like, like you say, we all like to laugh. It's a good job you're mate, yeah.
Definitely.
Don't let him tune into this one anyway.
But like, I love Monty Python, whereas that's very, very silly. Like the movies especially, and some of the Flying Circus, but some of it was even too bonkers for me.
Mate, you could go on all day with. I like to laugh, so comedies are probably my favourite. I like action and gangster movies, like.
What about true stories?
I love
Yeah.
true stories.
Whenever I see like inspired by true events or a true story, I'm just like, yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
It depends if it's that paranormal activity bollocks or if it's proper, because that's based on true.
Inspired by true events, yeah.
You know, not to say that nothing happens like that, because I've had spiritual encounters and they're all very nice to me. You know what I mean? So, but like, it hates like mock that, but I don't like ones like that. I like I like courtroom dramas, and especially if they're real. Have you seen A Time to Kill?
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. Samuel L.
Where
Jackson's
he's in the south, down in the deep south, and these white trash basically rape and injure his daughter, don't they? And because he's black, basically, they was going to get off with it, were they? And he went to the courtroom and he shot him and killed him, and then he's on trial. Then you know what I mean? And the guy who's McConaughey,
Matthew.
McConaughey,
Yeah.
he plays the lawyer, don't he?
Great actor.
Mate, that's one to watch. A Time to Kill.
Murder in the First was great as well. Kevin Bacon and Christian Slater. He gets sent down for robbing a shop that happens to be a post office. But back in the day, there wasn't enough Machine Gun Kellys and Al Capones, so he was sent to Alcatraz. When he was in there, he had to do 3 years or something like that in solitary confinement because they'd forgot about him, or he was beaten and tortured. He gets let out and he kills the person who grasped him in with a spoon, and he's suing Alcatraz. Brilliant movie. Really sad but brilliant movie.
I like them ones. I like the courtroom dramas and the prison ones, especially if they're based on truth. They get you thinking. I like the lawyer. That's the debate with me, I suppose. Like trying in your head, you sort of debating the argument.
Have you seen When They See Us on Netflix?
When they
It's a bit of a
see
cheat.
I've not
yes,
seen
yeah.
that yet.
I
I've
have,
seen
yeah.
the big hype
That's
about
crazy,
it.
man.
Yeah.
The last episode of that, it's just like that'll bring you to tears. The last episode of that.
No,
It's
I
meant
haven't
to be,
seen
you
it.
know about racism in
Yeah,
America?
1989. There was a jogger who was raped, and then the police.
Summit 5 was it?
That's it. Yeah, I can't remember the first bit of that.
Summit Park 5.
Yeah,
or
the part 5 or something.
Yeah.
And then they were basically like the police and everyone kind of colluded and just said we're just going to blame these kids. But it's just mad because you see the after effects of the people's lives who have come out now, and it's just crazy. I mean, I worked in a prison, going off on a bit of a tangent, and I was there for like 6 hours a day, and I'd leave and my head would be spinning because you're trying to comprehend how these guys are seeing like their kids for like 2 hours a week, or you know, and they've literally got an hour to walk around the kind of like car park area, and you're just like, how the fuck do you like live there? And some of the guys when they come out, they've obviously got like depression, and one guy he literally, I watched this documentary afterwards, the aftermath, and he looked like he was ready to just go there because he just killed his life, and it's just like that injustice and stuff, especially when it's true. It's upsetting.
Have you seen The Fear of the 13? No. So he was wrongly convicted of rape and murder, and he's come out of prison. He's changed his whole. It's an absolutely fascinating documentary and book.
I'll write that.
Well worth watching. But he's come out of it, and I mean, we see him in his interviews, but he's so upbeat. You wouldn't even
remarkable,
believe.
isn't it?
You wouldn't even like. You'd think after all that, you'd be dragged down and you'd be kicking and screaming, and he's just not in that way at all.
Like you say, we're staying on the tangent, but I think like that sort of corruption and that's American, and that's like
No, it's very close to home as well.
It is, yeah.
What's it, the Birmingham
Yeah,
5?
Birmingham 5,
They,
yeah.
they blew the pub up and then they got the wrong people.
Were they the Irish?
Were they Irish? It was the IRA, and I think they just blamed these poor buggers, and they arrested the moms, the dads, anyone who they thought had to do it, and they just nicked the whole family, and none of them had anything to do with it.
Is it
Similar
Wellington
to,
over there?
Carl Bridgewater's case, isn't it?
Yeah.
They arrested the wrong.
But this
Well.
this can happen worldwide, and I think where there's power there's corruption, and sometimes what they want to do is something's happened to calm the people. Anyone will do, you know what I mean? Because if we don't find someone who's done this, we'll have riots. So you three here will do, bosh, and because
And then they'll
you're
put
nobodies,
multiple crimes on
who
you.
gives a toss?
Reuben Carter, same.
Reuben
pretty much
Carter,
the same
the
happened.
hurricane.
That American one, if you look at what's the documentary now? Stephen Avery, the guy's name.
Yeah, Stephen Avery. Yeah,
What was it called?
it's gone now. It's cracking though, isn't it? They've just
Yeah.
done the second part.
And
of
they've
it,
just
yeah.
pinned everything on him and kept him locked up and just loads of corruption.
If you haven't seen the movie, it's an old movie. They've remade it, 12 Angry Men. And what it is, it's you don't see anything in the court, and you follow the,
that the jury? The jury,
and you
yeah,
go in there, and they're all going, "Oh yeah, he's guilty, he's guilty, he's guilty." And then one guy goes, "Well, I'm not convinced." So they sit there, and
they have to go through it.
It's just a little black kid, I think it is, who's done something. It was, well, he's young, he's black, he's been in trouble before. He's got to be him. And he goes, "Well, I'm not convinced." And the movie is all about going through the evidence, and even though you don't know anything of it, you find it out with these blokes just sitting in the back. Brilliant movie, 12 Angry Men.
It's in that school.
Did you?
Yeah, they played at school.
Is that where they try and change that one person's mind?
They're trying to.
Pretty
He's
much.
trying to
But then it
change
starts
the
changing
11.
because everyone's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually, he's got a point here.
Point, yeah, that's it. But it shows you how easy it is to get it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if
just
it doesn't
scary.
take that one person to speak up and say his mind,
Exactly.
and especially when you've got a person there who is so strong-minded about it.
The trouble is with the judicial system, it does seek justice, it seeks convictions. Like lawyers, whether solicitors, attorneys, whatever, they work on conviction rate. You know, they don't about the facts half the time. They work on a conviction rate. They want prosecution and, like, you know what I mean? Like, They don't care who's right, who's wrong, who's innocent, who's guilty. If I've got just enough to pin it on you, you're having that, and then you're going to have the last 5 cases we can pin on you, so as we can close that as well. You know what I mean? And that's what I enjoy about the courtroom dramas, is when it all unfolds and there's that one person.
I had a lovely saying, I think it's on The Wire. When did the law stop being a shield for the innocent and become a sword for the guilty? And how true is that? Because me and my mum always say, because the only people who are frightened of the law are law-abiding citizens. If I get nicked,
That's so true.
I will lose my job.
Yeah.
If I get caught drink driving, I won't be able to drive. But if you're a crook,
That makes sense.
who gives a toss?
Yeah,
You
you're
know
still
what I mean?
going to drive your car.
I'm
and
still
get
gonna
back.
drive.
Yeah.
And if I do a bit of bird, it's a scouts badge. But if you're a law-abiding citizen, and Mr. Cadman, if you, I'm ever so sorry. I didn't mean to put £50 extra on expenses. I didn't mean to. That will shit you up. But if you're a crook anyway, bollocks.
That makes a lot of sense, man.
I like that.
That does make a lot
We
of
should
sense.
make a film on that.
Yeah.
My choice, guys.
That's cheating, that is. Because I was going to say that.
Well, have we got a bit of a quote to end this one on?
Yeah, I'll do a quote in a minute, but I think, like you say, it's important, whether it's comedies, horrors, whatever your style of film, your taste of film, it's important to acknowledge the impact that it has on certain people, because some things, you know, we'll watch in jest or we'll watch light-heartedly, but some people watch and they relate so much to a film, whether it's a comedy or horror, whatever it is, you know, so it's important to know what the impact movies have, you know, and it's a family bonding time. Some movies, anyway. Others are just a bonding time. But yeah, my quote is, live and let learn, just let life be the play. You can write the script, they can show it on Broadway.
But until next week, gang, ta-ra a bit.
Listen, 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 listen.